chapter 2, The Call of the Riled, we can see why the moose call is out. We can see what's attracting the moose. We now start to get at some of the real heart of the moose problem. We meet Pete's peers on Doug's management team, and we also meet Doug, who really is the bully boss. And when I put this chapter together, when I conceived the character of Doug, he's a little bit over the top in terms of his extreme autocratic bully kind of behavior. Unfortunately not too over the top with some people that I have encountered, but it's to emphasize that leadership, even in those extreme kinds of conditions, can really blossom, or may blossom. We're going to see as the whole book unfolds just what Pete's going to do with that tough kind of leadership. We see within the team, the management team as well, some overt conflict popping up a little bit, but it's really being suppressed. Everybody's backing away, not really dealing with the issues. Typical atmosphere, typical environment to attract the moose, to call the moose in. So another thing that we see very typical is everything is urgent, everything's important. Priority overload. Got a long list of things to do, trying to do it all, which is a very typical thing that many management teams do, and as a result get a whole lot less done. And so following one of the classic scenes of overload and over-prioritizing, we see some self-preservation behavior with a small group of people going off and having a real conversation outside of the main meeting room and saying what they really think. And lastly, we are introduced to Heather from HR, and Heather really sets up the typical kind of organizational survey, morale survey, the sorts of results in a floundering organization like NMTS. These are fairly typical kinds of issues and problems that we would encounter.